welcome to the Wargaming.net League North America World of Tanks.
Oh my God!
It is time for North America to answer the call of esports. This could be it. 5 seconds left to go.
I think we said
They
it.
got it at the last second. An amazing play. This is just a taste of what's to come. He's trying to turn it around.
Big shots going down all over the place.
Oh my
Gets the shot.
Welcome back to the desk of the WGL North America, the World of Tanks competition. The journey to find the best tankers in North America and to give them a lot of money. The grand finals are going to be happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I could not be more excited. One of my favorite cities in the world, maybe my favorite city in the world.
Favorite city to love and hate at the same time.
You know what? There's nothing greater than the feeling of driving into Vegas.
And there's nothing worse than leaving Vegas. For many reasons. One, because it was so much fun, which I'm sure we are going to have. And there's also often another reason, which you feel in your pocket.
You often leave a little bit lighter. Sometimes without eating because you can no longer afford to eat.
Pretty much, Ben, pretty much. Our next series is going to be Simplistic versus Cunninghams. We mentioned it before. Simplistic up 1-0 in the season so far. Cunninghams barely losing 0-1. The first map was going to be played on Ensk, but Ben.
Well, it is being played on Ensk, but that was a match in progress. Our last match ran a little bit long. So Cunninghams versus Simplistic. We just missed it. Started right as we were finishing up our previous battle. We will be joining them in map number 2. We'll be bringing you guys the live score updates as soon as we have them. Once again, a big shout out to Frodan for putting together those map intros for us. They look so fine and so smooth. And also to our editors in the back, Darren and Jordan, who take Frodan's excellent camera work and make it into something beautiful. I don't know, Kev, as we jump into Ruinberg, we got movement, this time in opposite directions. Simplistic heading out to the east. They are the team that needs to aggress here, and the Cunninghams out to the west. Now, here's something interesting.
Different types of lineups, Ben. Very, very different types of lineups.
And also, traditionally, when you choose Ruinberg, you choose south, because it's really hard to lose from the south position. You dictate the pace of the map from the south. Simplistic has chosen Ruinberg and chosen north. Randall, why would they do that?
I don't really know. You've just pointed out what I would have pointed out. The south I consider stronger because you got that cap advantage. In the south, the cap is open. Trying to cap fast on Ruinberg when you have the north side is not it's just not a viable strategy. So choosing the north means they want the jump on the east side, and they think they can do something with that.
Yeah.
Now, we can see that Cunninghams have chosen to go to the southwest, which means they're avoiding that east side fight altogether. So
they're taking up that strong defensive position. They can push through the city if they want to, but they can easily defend their flag.
I mean, this all makes perfect sense, of course, if you take a look at the tank lineups, we didn't do so far throughout the game, but there are very, very heavy tanks on the side of the Cunninghams, AMX 5100s and IS-3s, just round up the entire team against a very mobile and autoloader heavy team from Simplistic. So everything we see so far makes perfect sense. Now it's just a matter of time before we see what Simplistic actually has in mind with what they've chosen for.
Now Simplistic does, they did bring T-32, which is a very interesting choice. Again, T-32, a great defensive tank on Ruinberg because you can hold that K2 corner, but what are you going to do with it on the north side? Right now it's just kind of hanging back and controlling the center of the map.
From
no
there,
cons.
he does have, nice hull down. It's not great hull down. And it does have no cons, you're right.
That is just untrue. The T-32 is a tank with many cons.
It has no cons. Name me a con.
It's got a big, vulnerable hull.
That's the point. It's bait. So when you go into hull down, they try to break it, but guess what? You're in hull down. Because you're a T-32 and you have no cons.
It's slow.
My circular logic is flawless.
It has a very big exposed commander's hatch.
No, it doesn't.
It's not that big.
It's very small, and it's amazing because the commander needs to see his amazing view range of 400 meters in the T-32.
We're not going to agree on this one, Randall. I'm jaded because I've got many T-32 games and many T-32 losses.
Then again, Ben, that's the story of most of your tanks.
This is true. This is very true. I also have many AMX 5100 games and many AMX 5100 losses.
Every now and then you get an undeserved medal.
No.
Kevin gets so mad when I get my mastery badges.
Because you just have like these bots running into you. It's like it's almost like a tower defense game. If any of you guys out there has ever played Warcraft 3 custom mods, it's like when tower defense, you just sit in a position on a tower and units walk through one by one and you just shoot them because you know they have no brain. That's basically what happens when Ben gets badges. He sits somewhere and tanks just roll by and get shot one by one. Just kidding, Ben. You played great this one game. You were fantastic.
It's okay, Kev. I understand that you're salty.
Yes, I am jelly. I am not lying. I'm not denying the fact. I just don't get it why I cannot get those same games. I guess my superior MMR has everything to do with it.
It must be matchmaking. Cunninghams, understandably with their 1 point advantage, 1 point lead, not wanting to get too crazy, realizing that Simplistic is covering this eastern part of the map. They're going to fall back and take up a nice defensive spot. Commander J in that... what, is he driving a 5100?
Yes, he is.
So he's going to be the one to go back behind that that K2 hold down position.
Never mind. He's going right out in the open because the Cunninghams here are moving east.
Man, how strange is the Cunningham's position? They've got 3 light tanks, very exposed, and their heavies are way too far away to actually support. I feel like Simplistic might be in a lot of trouble right now.
I feel they're kind of just misreading the situation a little bit, Ben. I think they are afraid of that cap possibility happening.
Oh, that 1390
the opposite is true.
Spotted. It's only a T1 able to get shots on him right now, but there's 2 IS-3s, Silent Demise and Trireme here. Can they get a big shot? Looks like no. Primus luckily able to duck behind cover, and he's going to book it back home.
At least Simplistic is able to reorganize right now, regroup, and then move out together. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
They need to consolidate. That T-32 going to come up and join with the 5100. Which
ooh, one of the T1s picked off immediately.
Abe Martin.
Good shot by Primus. I was following him in his 3090.
And that's exactly who they want to be taking shots on those T1s at 1390. Well, maybe they'd rather have the T-32 do it, but I think a 1390 shell much more expendable than a 5100 shell in this kind of a circumstance. Cunningham's just falling back a little bit. Looks like they were going to try to make something happen for a moment as Simplistic continues to tighten the noose.
Oh, T-32 getting a couple of big shots off. He's going to see those AMX 5100s. They are so exposed. Doberman had a big shot. I think he's going to get another one, though.
He does. Fires and misses. Commander J able to sneak away. Now it's Trireme who's taking damage. Art of War in the 5100 in a great position to do a ton of damage.
Oh
T-32. Doberman also has an angle on that IS-3. I think he might be tracked. Did he track him? I think so. Trireme maybe popping his kit right there. Doberman.
Silent Demise is coming in his IS-3, and I like his position, Ben. He's really closing in on Art of War. Art of War misses once more, and he's taking so much damage. This is starting to look better and better for the Cunninghams.
Yeah, some critical missed shots there for Art of War. They need him to hit when he pulls the trigger in that 5100. Meanwhile, Primus and Waffles, I don't know what Waffles is going to do, but Primus is going to try to work around the side and do some flanking in that 1390.
I would like to see Commander J go for it, Ben, and he's actually going for it right now. I guess he was reloading before. Yes, he is absorbing shots. Come on, Silent Demise. He's going to have to get some action going as well.
Down goes Art of War. Commander J took a lot of damage, but Doberman also taking heavy hits down to just 300 hit points. One more shot. Oh, 11 hit points remain, but it's not going to matter. That's going to get checked out as well. The T1s are all dead, but T8s are what's falling on Simplistic side. Mighty Pillow in a full retreat.
Yeah, took a big shot there from the IS-3 from Silent Demise. Right now, 2 T8s are down. Mighty Pillow still a little bit low on HP. A couple of tanks are low on HP as well. Nice pickup there. Mighty Pillow picks up one of the 5100s.
But they still need to make up this tier disadvantage. Mighty Pillow falling back.
One more is enough though, Ben. And both, I mean, pretty much all of the tanks, both the IS-3s and that 5100 are quite low on HP. 2 minutes ago, but wow, Mighty Pillow just took another big shot from my man, Silent Demise.
Silent Demise doing some really good work. Mighty Pillow basically one shot from death. The Cunninghams now completely capable of just backing off and stalling it out, but they look like they want to continue to fight. A couple more shots getting fired. Now it's Taka who takes a big hit.
Mighty Pillow so low on HP, Ben. I think he's in a little bit of trouble as Buke is coming for him.
Yeah, Buke on the hunt and will actually corner Mighty Pillow. Where's the shot? There it goes. It wasn't Buke. It was
yeah, Bigok.
Silent Demise gets that kill
Oh.
from way downtown.
Yeah, it was Silent Demise from the other side of the map picking that one up. Taka and Trireme now working on per move. Silent Demise just going to reposition. Silent Demise is doing all this work and taking just no damage. He's just got a new paint job on his tank. He's like, nah, man, don't be shooting my tank. 1,500 hit points here for Silent, who is on the hunt for this T69 speed weaponry. The last man standing for Simplistic.
They just got big shots off as soon as...
It's not impossible. But
it's pretty impossible,
it's
man.
quite improbable here.
Oh, Silent, you might take some damage.
Ooh, second shot, third shot, fourth shot not going to happen as Speed Weapon goes down, and the Cunninghams pick up their second win in a row. Simplistic struggling to get anything going here against this team.
Kind of weird, because we were expecting something fancy. After picking the north side of the map on the Roomberg, when you're the team picking, you expect to have some sort of a crazy gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, something, bam, like surprise us. At the end of the day, not that much happened.
Hey, we're back on the set of the WGL North America, and with Simplistic versus the Cunninghams. Cunninghams leading 2-0. I got to say, they're one of my favorite teams here in the league so far. Their matches are always very exciting and very close. They played an excellent nail-biting series against EC yesterday. You should go check it out. Came down to the wire. It was all tied up, 2-2. Battle number 5. Could have gone either way, and well, EC ultimately took home the victory, but it's well worth a watch.
You know what's interesting as well, Ben, is Simplistic won their first Clan of the season. Cunninghams, as we mentioned several times already, barely lost against EC, so they are 0-1. If they win today, they are 1-1 as well. But if you're a team like EC, you're watching, you're like, all right, we took those guys out yesterday, but it was barely. Let's see how they do today. And then they play against a team that already won before, and so far, Cunninghams, they just look more solid. Of course, I mean, it doesn't mean anything yet. It's 2-0, it's best of 5. But still, if you're EC, this must give you a little bit of extra confidence as well. It's like, hey, we took out those guys yesterday, and now they are kind of steamrolling another team. Because that last game, that was one-sided.
Yeah, it was better execution.
Yeah.
It wasn't a better strategy.
Well,
it was better individual play.
It was a less risky strategy, but also a strategy in general just makes more sense on Runeberg, right, Brandon?
Well, it was the whole engagement was happenstance, I'd say. You really wouldn't have wanted to engage there, so it was really. I think it came down to individual skill, and Cunninghams is showing that they're very, very capable. I mean, your Silent Demise did very good job.
Yeah, he ran that game absolutely. Yeah. Our next map is Mines. Let's go ahead and get with it. Battle number 3, Cunninghams versus Simplistic.
All right, guys, welcome back to Mines. And before everything kicks off, let's take a look at the tank selection once more. It's 2-0 in favor of the Cunninghams. Look at this extremely mobile team this time from the Cunninghams, Randall. We see 39ins and T69, so we're going to see a very different side from them. And that is something that really excites me as well. While on the other side, we see more heavy tanks with at least 2 5100s.
Yeah, so I'm expecting to see the Cunninghams really set the pace for this match. They've already taken opening moves, and they've moved towards the west. They're gonna take the water side, ignoring the hill, and they don't want to fight for that. So
different but similar loadouts here for the two teams, as it's all about the autoloaders here on Mines. I'm really curious about that, man. The autoloader is just dominating competitive play these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's traditionally been that way ever since you got the French tanks in the game. So with autoloaders and the number of tanks you have per team, which is 7, you have only a very small pool of health, which if you bring the right amount of autoloaders, you can really just diminish that with, oh wow, there's already fight happening.
Wow, actually 2 tier 1s were duking it out a little bit on the left side of the map, and for a long time it looked like Speed Weapon had the upper end. But then I think that Cassius Starwing got a little bit of
no, it was
help
Commander
from
J. He's like, hey, get off my T1, man. GTFO, one shot, and Speed Weapon, who was feeling like a boss, suddenly gets shut down. It was like that T1 game when you roll around picking on everybody and you realize you accidentally queued up with tier 8s.
You're like platooning, and it's like tier 10. What, tier 1? Okay, Cunningham ready. Then your better bodies are like in a mouse, and you're in tier 1.
Meanwhile, the rest of your team's very angry that there's a tier 1 in their game.
What the hell, man? The water guys from the scout.
A pretty traditional Mines game, if I may say so, as we've got the southern side battling for control of the hill, and the northern side taking over that island there. As right now, both teams just trying to get their spots and set up their big shots. It's all light tanks around the lighthouse. And the real firing strength of the Cunninghams seems to be kind of dotting the northern half of the map.
There's really nothing more to add to that. It's just going to be really slow. I don't see the Cunninghams really making a move to try and gain any more map control. They're just kind of waiting right now for Simplistic to make the move that they have to make, because Cunninghams is up 2-0.
Silent Demise did get lit up, I believe, by Mighty Pillow over here from the middle of the high ground. They know where he is, and I believe they saw his battle buddy that's chilling out over there as well. Now, actually, there are a lot of tanks from the Cunninghams on the little island. Commander J gets lit up now as well, so they know about Commander J, they know about Silent Demise, and slowly but steadily you see more and more turrets pointing towards the lighthouse.
Who is getting those spots?
I think Mighty Pillow.
That is such a long way. I mean, that's the view range of Mighty Pillow. You must have brought some binoculars or something, man. Lighten up the lights over there.
T69 does see for 400 meters.
Or Ben.
And on top of that.
Or he has a mistress in the lighthouse. That's calling through information.
Hey, babe, what you see down there? A couple of 13-9s, darling. All right, thanks, girl. I'll call you later.
Those 39 has got nothing on my T69, baby. Don't worry.
I'll come home and we'll talk about T69. Cunningham's right now controlling
and
the
his
top
nickname is Mighty Pillow. All right, guys.
We gotta get him on an interview. I bet he's got a really deep voice. Hey, y'all.
Meanwhile, Art of War in his 39 in the middle of the map did spot that A. Martin in his T1 Cunningham is hugging this mountain. I think he's going to try to go all the way up to this rock. He has to be careful. He could potentially get a couple of shots up on guys that were still at the lighthouse, but I believe most of them left the lighthouse area right now. So Art of War is just going to go on the destruction path, running over boxes.
That's what I like to do when I'm bored, just crush everything.
I like to kill everything on the Sand River. Those houses are so lovely to crush.
People live there, I think.
Couple of 5100s pushing around the eastern side of the map, while the Cunninghams still not really willing to commit to any movement. Simplistic are ever so slowly and ever so slightly advancing forward, whereas the Cunninghams just sitting back, being passive. Maybe not real happy to play this position on mines, willing to let it draw out if it has to, at least thus far. Certainly biding their time and waiting for their chance to strike.
They know there is something in that village, man, but they don't want to commit just yet. Must say it's a beautiful sight though, to have two 5100s of exactly the same color next to each other.
There's a lot of potential damage there. Here's Art of War.
Uh-oh, they're lighting up someone. Silent Demise, perhaps overextending a little bit this time. This is what happens pretty often though. Someone has a big game and the next game they think they can YOLO swag the entire team. Silent Demise has to be careful. He does get a shot at least once. Good shot there by Schoolie.
Yeah, gets smacked, takes about 300 damage, but does manage to fall off the radar and duck behind a house.
He's actually down to 557.
Yeah, I think he took two shots.
Really?
He's down to almost half health, just above.
Let's jump onto Randall's screen so we can take a look at Silent Demise and see just how
he sees this.
just how precarious his situation is. That's Roddy's screen. Schoolie and Primus just kind of chilling out.
That's tense.
There's Silent Demise, rolling around with about half his life left.
Seems like Cunninghams are making a move on the hill, though. I think that's right. A little bit more interesting.
A lot of action there. Is there? Oh my goodness! What a huge push! 4 tier 8 tanks going to come crashing into the hill. And Silent Demise might have been a little bit of bait. Look at him setting up the flank. A large going to try to slide down the end, but guess what, buddy? Silent Demise is waiting for, unfortunately, I think
Silent Demise is going to get
outgun him.
Not just that, the 5100s are coming as well, but Art of War is very low in HP, A large is very low in HP. Oh my god, Silent Demise is
going to squeeze past and gets off one final shot. I think he's doomed to a short life, but his battle buddies are on the... Wait, are they out of bullets? Schoolie's going to go for the ram, and he does actually manage to do just that. But look at the high ground. Cunningham's raining down once again.
Still having a tier 8 advantage now as well, Ben. It's 4 against 3, and they got that high ground advantage, so good luck, Simplistic. How are you going to turn this around, Ben?
It's going to be very, very tough. It's 3 tier 8s alive for the Cunninghams and 3 tier 8s.
But interesting move as well. We see the T1 Cunningham on the left side of the map. I think he's going to try to cap. That is something. Commander J and Bigog are moving forward while King Kong is shooting from the high ground.
Just a superior position for the Cunninghams right now. Autoloader's on the outside. 5100 going to jump down. That's Taka with a great flank. Mighty Pillow is not going to make his call tonight.
He's gonna be late to the party. Commander J looks like a handsome man. I think he's gonna take his spot instead, as Cunninghams are gonna sweep Simplistic over here, and that is surprising, guys.
I think so too, man. What a great performance out of the Cunninghams. Waffles is like, I got this, guys. I'm gonna cap, but unfortunately.
Let me empty my clip.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's a likely outcome as Commander J.
Oh, style point. Did you see that?
What is up?
Beautiful finish.
Drifting around the corner.
No, he had hang time as well, man.
Sure did. Went up on one wheel, so the tread would just barely crush the turret.
What a great game by the Cunninghams once more. I really love that push. The silent demise. It looked like he was overextending a little bit, but he was getting so much valuable information that on a certain point they said, all right, there are two 5100s over here. If you guys push the hill right now, they will never be there in time. They got so much damage done on Art of War that he was forced to jump off the hill all the way on the other side of the map, and I think he even died there. And then the other T69 took a lot of damage as well. That was really well done by the Cunninghams.
Good positioning, and they timed taking the hill perfectly.
Yep.
And very luckily, that 1390 was sitting down below to deal some damage. So,
you know, I don't want to overplay Silent Demise here, but the way he worked that out, he was in position to catch the T69 when it dropped down the hill. He dodged some bullets like a boss.
He stayed alive longer than he should have.
He really did, and that bought his team more time to get in position, and it also really pulled Simplistic out of position as they had to overcommit to actually killing him. Yeah. So more great play out of Silent Demise. Of course, he didn't carry that game quite like he did the Ruinberg game. But
Bigog got so many free shots off while they were focusing on Silent Demise. He was just hammering away on those 5100s. And then King, what's his name? King Kong, oh yeah, just King Kong. He was on the high ground as well. He was getting a couple of free shots off, all because Silent Demise was buying time once more for the team. Man, Cunninghams is looking like a really exciting team. Yes, they did lose yesterday against EC. They are 1-1 in the season right now. Of course, anything is still possible, but I am super excited to see these guys again. Because I think this is a really interesting team to follow. They made it through the qualifiers. Now they're here. They started from the bottom. Now they're here. I think they're going to go to the top, man.
Couldn't agree more, Kev. Our next and final match of the evening is coming up. It's going to be Refuse to Die versus the Cazadores, the match that I'm most looking forward to for the evening, because these are two crazy teams, and there is no telling what we're going to see. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, our fifth and final match of the evening.